Now, the final flight for the late Prime Minister Raila Odinga, also regarded as the country's father of democracy, took off from Mumbai in the early hours of Thursday morning in the company of his family and government officials. The body arrived in Nairobi at 9:30 a.m. to a rapturous welcome. Brenda Wanga reports on the emotive departure and arrival in the country.
Thousands of miles away from Kenyan soil, a grieving daughter welcomes the government delegation here to help bring home the body of her father, Kenya's fallen hero, the late Raila Odinga. Distance and loss combine to make the mood in this holding room at this Mumbai airport somber and solemn. The weight of their mission here is not lost on the government leaders and the family members of the late Raila Odinga as they take in the moment that they say came too soon. Outside the airport lounge, preparations for the heavy and daunting task are underway. A simple wooden cask belying the stature of the body of the man it holds lies in a truck. Simple wreaths carefully placed on it await the transfer into the plane that will bring Raila Odinga's body back home. Soon after, the team tasked with bringing Raila Odinga home makes its way to the bay. And shortly, the delegation from Nairobi gets its first glimpse of the casket bearing the body of the late leader. It is a moment that is poignant in many ways. Meticulously, they wrap his coffin in the Kenyan colors. For some of them, the reality that a man they walked beside, worked with and followed is truly no more registered. But for others, this moment is so much more in so many ways. And nowhere does the realization of the loss hit than for Raila's trusted bodyguard, Maurice Ogeta. As the small group of leaders stand mourners observe silence, Ogeta's grief finds an outlet, perhaps reflecting on the journey to India with his boss and now this return trip that he had not envisioned, of the medical care mission that had suddenly and with finality turned into repatriation, a cross-continental effort to bring Baba back to the soil he had fought for his entire life. A brief prayer later, and the casket wrapped in Kenyan flag is slowly transferred into the belly of the Kenya Airways plane, and under the cover of the early morning darkness, the political giant of Kenya begins his final journey back home. Flight KQ-203, which became the most tracked flight in recent times, took nearly 5 hours to get into Kenyan space as Flight RAO-001.
In honor of the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga.
In those final minutes, it touched down on Kenyan soil, bringing her gallant son home, a father back to his children, a husband back to his wife, and a leader back to his people one last time. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.